Well, hello again. Welcome to a reading through of Plato's The Apology of Socrates. And I was in the middle of a section here, but that's where the chapter divisions are in my notes. So this is now the beginning of chapter 12. In the numbering system, it's 24C, 24C 8B. So hos de tuta hutos eke. Paresamai kaihumin epidexai. And as often in Greek, and certainly in Plato, you may often start in the second half of the sentence. Is easier to get it into English. So I will attempt also to reveal to you that this is so. This is echo plus the adverb again, meaning to be. So I will reveal to you also that this is so. This meaning the fact that he claims that Meletos has never had any real concern for the youth at all. He's just prosecuting Socrates out of spite. Kai moi duro o Meleti, o Meletos, speak here to me. And the kai is just a connective here. So you could say also, speak here to me, so tell me. Aloti a periples du poie. Hopos hos beltistoi en neoteroi esontai. Now this is a question. So the poiemai in the middle with the periples to regard as most important. So do you regard it as most important anything other than that the young men will become beltistoi better? So do you regard it as of most importance anything other than that anything other so that the young may become better? We get hopos hos. The hos goes with the beltistoi as best as possible. I'll do that bit again, that wasn't very good. So do you regard it as most important anything other than that the young will become as good as possible? That's hos plus the superlative, meaning as possible, so as good as possible. Ego ge, I do indeed. Ithi de nun apetutois. Come then, this is an imperative from Amy Ibo, so come indeed. Now the nun here, it's the nun, it's not the noon with meaning now, but it's a much weaker form. It's enclitic, as you see from the accent. It sort of means, well, it's sort of now, but it's a very weak now. It's sort of like our expression, come now. So come now, tell to these men who makes them beltius, them better, that is, the young men better, comparative. For it is clear that you know. Now we have here a accusative absolute. This is from mele. Impersonal verbs generally have an accusative absolute. So this is melon, indeed, it being a concern to you. So it's something like, since indeed you have such a concern for this matter. So it being indeed a concern for you. Ton men gar diaphteron to ex huron hos face, for you have discovered, and the X really makes it very emphatic, you have found out the one who is corrupting them, so you say, me. So you having found out me is the one who is corrupting them, so you say, and you have brought me, ace ago, as I mentioned before, is a technical term meaning to bring into court. So you brought me into court before these men, and you have accused me. Tonde de beltios poiont ethi. So come, tell, and so the one making them better, the person who indeed makes them better, come, tell me, and divulge to them who it is. Horas o Meleti, do you see, O Meletos, that sigas, you are silent? So obviously here Meletos doesn't give a reply. So you see, O Meletos, that you are silent, and literally you have nothing to say. Perhaps you are not able to speak. Echo can often have that sense of to be able. So you are not able to say anything. Kai toi usk aiskon soi dokeanai ka hikanon tekmerion hu de ego lego. And indeed, it seems, this is a question I think, yeah. So does it not seem disgraceful to you, to be disgraceful to you, and sufficient evidence of that which indeed I am saying, that, this is impersonal, it had been a care for you in respect of nothing, so you had no care at all. But come, my good man, who makes them better? Well, finally Meletos replies, hoi nomoi, the laws, u tuto et eroto obeltiste. That's not what I asked, my good man, but what person who, first of all, it's an adverb here, knows also this very thing, and then in apposition to that, tus nomus, the laws. So who knows this very thing, that is the laws. So this is often happens in these Platonic dialogues where Socrates asks a question, he gets an answer, but then he says, no, that's not what I asked. You're not listening carefully. And Socrates knows exactly where the argument's going to go. One colleague described this once as a little bit like a chess game where the one player knows all the moves in advance and simply moves them one by one, and then it's checkmate. This is very much what Socrates does in a lot of these dialogues. Hutoi, O Socrates, hoi dikastai, these men, O Socrates, the judges, the dicasts. Pos leges, what are you saying, O Meletos? These men, now this is hoios te ami idiom, are able to educate the young, and they make them better? Malista, of course. Potter and Pantes, a hoi men altern hoi de u. You get Potter on a. So it's something like, tell me whether all of them do, or some of them do and some of them do not. Hapantes, all of them do. Eugene ten heran leges. So by hera you speak well, in fact. So in fact by hera you speak well, and understand the but by hera you speak well also of much aphthonian tone o felun tone. So this must be accusative after the verb. So by hero you speak well also of the great aphthoniia. This is idiomatic here. Aphthoniia means plenty or abundance. It's sort of two negative ideas giving you a positive. So much abundance. we could turn it around in English and do it as again a double negative and say no scarcity. You speak of no scarcity, or you speak of much abundance of those assisting, from Ophelio. So those assisting. Tidede, what then? And those hearing, do they make, so do the hearers, do they make men the young better or not? Yes, they do as well. Tide, what then? The Bulutai, these are the men of the council. Now there's a reference here to the council of the 500 who prepare laws for the assembly to debate. So these are the Bulutai. Also the councillors, the men of the council. Al-ara o Melete, but o Meletos, not those in, now it's a question here, expecting the answer no. Surely not those in the ecclesia, in the assembly, the men of the assembly, the ecclesiasti, do they corrupt the youth? Surely they do not corrupt the youth. Or do they also do all of them also make the youth better? Kakanoi, they also do. Pantes ara hosi oiken athanaioi, kalus kagathus, poius in plain emu, ega demonas diapthero. All of them, so it seems then, so all the Athenians, I should say, so it seems then, they make, understand the youth, kalos kagathus, this is that standard phrase, good and noble, make the youth good and noble, all of them plain emu except for me. But I, monos, I alone, diapthero, I alone corrupt them. Huto leges, do you speak thus? So is that what you're saying? Panos vodra tauta lego, I speak these things very vehemently. So this is indeed what I'm saying, says Meletos. Polein gemu kat egnakas dus tukian. Indeed, you have condemned literally much misfortune. You've condemned me to such misfortune, dus tukian. So indeed, you have condemned me to such misfortune. Also, moi apokrinoi, this is an infinitive here, so also answer me. A kai, now this is A introducing a question again, just down here. So surely also it seems to you to be thus in regard to horses. He's very fond of introducing metaphors from horses and so on and other things. So does it seem to you that this is also the case in regard to horses? Hoimen beltius poientes, those making that's the horses, better, all to be all men. So those who make them better are all men. In other words, everyone are the ones who make them better. But ace tis hot diaptheron, but there is a certain one who, well, we can't really say corrupts here, but damages them, perhaps, diaptheron here. So he's punning on he's playing around with the language here. I mean, he's talking about corrupting them. Here, this is talking about damaging them. Or tunantion, this is to enantion, or is it the opposite of this? And then the pan goes with the enantion. Is it the complete opposite of this? Haste men. So on the one hand, there is a certain one, the one being able, this is the hoios to ami idiom again, with the ami going into a participle, the one being able to make them better, either one or very few, and then the reference to this is hoi hippikoi. These are the horse trainers. So I might just do that bit again quickly here. So those who making them better to be, so do you say that those making them better are everyone, are all men, but there is a certain one who damages them? Or the complete opposite of this, that there is on the one hand a certain one who, being able to make them better, or perhaps a small number, or a very small number, that is the horse trainers, hoi de poloi, but the many, ean pair, even if sun osi from sun ami, to keep company with, so even if they keep company with them and they make use of horses, they damage them. Uk hutos eke o Meletos. And is this not the same, O Meletos, also, both regarding horses and the other and all other living things? Pantos depe. Well, it certainly is. Even if you and Anitas do not agree, literally do not say so, or if you do, so sort of whether. So whether or not you and Anitas do not agree, or whether you do agree. This is just the third person from fami in the present, so it's fami, faci, fate. Polega antis eudaimonia aa. For there would be much eudaimonia, literally happiness, but almost here blessing. So there would be a great blessing regarding the young if, on the one hand, there was only one person corrupting them, but everyone else, but the others, assisted them. Alaga o meleti hikanos epi deiknusai. For, O Meletos, you have shown sufficiently that never ever have you given thought to the young. You've never given any thought to the young. And apophines, you have displayed Sapphos clearly the amelia, the carelessness of yourself, that there has been a concern for you in no respect, so that there has never been any concern for you regarding those things which you have dragged me into court. So the reasons regarding which you dragged me into court, you've never had the slightest interest in, is the sense of it here. And that is chapter 12.